there's no one. However, I'm gonna start anyways because, yeah, first thing I need to do, and I needed to remember that, is to kind of call this live somehow. And it was already the last time I was like literally asking you guys how to do it. Well, but you know, chat filter, don't need that right now. Okay, because there is after like the live stream recording saved to my YouTube. However, I can only, I can only name it afterwards, and I want to name it right now so that you come here and you know exactly what we're talking about today. So, start a poll, start a Q&A. I'm gonna just start a Q&A, and I'm just gonna like write here what we're gonna talk about today, because we're going to talk about, just give me a minute, cause no, no. Okay, done, and we can start the Q&A. So we're going to today, why is it literally on my face? It's covering my face. Let's go somewhere in a different direction. Let's put it in a different part of the video. Okay, I can do it. So I don't know if you can see I still want you to be able to see at least my eyes, so that, okay, so should I be like this? Literally. Okay. Yes, perfect. But maybe I'm gonna put it here. Chef's kiss. Okay, we're gonna start this live stream. I'm gonna keep it very concise and very brief. In my country, it's like midnight. I always do these at midnight. I don't know why. Am I having such a talkative mood in midnight? However, today we're talking about one video that my dear friend sent to me. And the guy in the video was talking about the fact that you actually, hi Parvis, hi, I'm sending all the love to your country where I believe it's not midnight. However, if you have any question, or basically any question, feel free to drop it either into this little, bracket or whatever it is. And how am I? I'm good. I am not feeling sleepy, even though it's like midnight, as I said. And yeah, so basically today we're going to talk about how authenticity saves you from competition, or saves you from the feeling that you need to prove your worth, that you need to, hi Madhu, that you need to basically outwork someone. Because, good morning, is it morning? Oh my god, it's 4:39 a.m. here. So can I just guess that you are somewhere in Asia, maybe? I'm in Europe right now, so I don't know. However, Singapore, oh my god. I always wanted to go to your airport. I always wanted to go there. Oh my god. I'm gonna go there one day, to Singapore. Freaking sure of that. I was in, where I was? In Doha. It's also like pretty nice airport, but like Singapore, I'm pretty sure I would be just blown away. Okay, let's get back to the topic. Maybe this will take a little bit more time to explain and to elaborate on that, but that's okay. 30 minutes. I'm giving myself 30 minutes to be here. So, my friend sent the video to me, and the video was explaining how being in your own authenticity, in your truest self, in your true like essence that you have and each one of us have. This is the state where no one can beat you, where you're basically competing with no one. Why? Because no one can outdo or out you, if you understand me. Like, when you need to outwork someone, you're gonna outwork someone, or maybe he's gonna outwork you, but no one can like outwork being you. And this is something so many people, I believe that it's kind of maybe hard to grasp, but if you're going to be, welcome to Singapore. Yes, Singapore is really outstanding. It's the best, I believe it's the best airport, at least design wise. And yeah, but I can judge only from photos. And Doha is amazing too, yeah. And so the fact that you're going to be standing in your own lane and going to be not comparing to others, but you're going to be comparing only yourself to your yesterday's self, which is something we've already heard, I believe. But this is the fact that you can't, like, it's no longer a competition if your only focus is yourself, and therefore you have no time to judge anyone else, nor to judge yourself. And if you just like put yourself in this mood, or really put yourself in this like vibe of, okay, I'm just going to try to be my authentic self and put all my qualities out there, because I do have all the qualities. And first of all, it's important to know yourself. Like, that is not for free. You kind of have to pay for it with effort, you have to pay for it with time, all of these things. Like, we're not paying only with money, don't get it wrong. We're paying with your effort, your attention. We're paying attention literally. We're, you know, wasting time. If you're wasting money, you're wasting money. If you're wasting time, you're wasting time. It's something to, it's a currency. Like, it's one of those currencies. And so, like, the self-discovery process isn't easy, isn't comfortable at all, but that's the test, that's like the filter if you really want to live this life in peace and in this certainty and grounded within yourself. It's such a feeling I can't really explain. It's like if someone would just open a cage where you're in your head, you've created this like little cage. Time is precious, but money is more precious. Alpha sheep. I agree on you. I agree on that fact in the point of view where, like, with money you have more choices. With money you have the freedom. That's definitely correct. When it comes to freedom and when it comes to being able to just go anywhere, just to make choices, like, and to enjoy life. Definitely. But honestly, I believe that time, when you put yourself into the atmosphere of, well, what can give you time back? Can you buy time, you know? Money is every day there are people, you know, are printing money, printing new papers. What is this? What is this? It's a piece of paper with text on it. Money is no different. Okay, so I'm taking a short leave. Okay, like from work. Yes, time is money. And time is money, that's also correct. But, well, if you think that time is more, like, that money is more precious than time, I'm not taking anything, like, you know, is made of cotton. US dollar is made of cotton. Ain't no way. And maybe plastic as well? No? However, I'm talking metaphors. Like, piece of paper, it's all based on our trust that it has some value, you know, and every day you print more and more money. So no one is going to print you your minutes or your hours back. So that's why, in my opinion, like, time is more precious. But when it comes to money, you can definitely make choices and you're more free and you're kind of more powerful in this economy nowadays. So definitely, yes, I'm partially agreeing with that. And so when we come back to the authenticity and to the power of that, because it's like, hello, Variety Place, welcome to this talk about how you don't have to compete anymore if you put yourself into your authenticity and if you take advantage of that. Because what is beautiful is that we all have our own power and we all have the authenticity in our own hands. And this is something we should feel like empowered to hear, because it is truly, everything is just your choice and you get to choose whether you want to compete. Competition means that you're going to put your energy outwards. Competition means that you're focusing and you're literally comparing yourself to your maybe results to other people's results. If you would put it into a office life, let's say, you would be competing with Jane and Marco and, I don't know, whatever, Joseph. You are right, your worth is our prime, so use it in the most important one. Definitely. Like, if you know your worth and if you know the value you can bring and if you know your qualities, like, no one can really mess with you and no one can put your confidence down. So definitely this is an incredible power that we have in our own minds, and we can basically put it in activation at any time if we choose to. And so competition means putting your energy to other people. You need to compare your results with other people's results. And so you literally, if we understand what we do, anything that is not putting energy into ourselves is putting energy outwards. And so we're kind of making us more fragile, more like giving, but we're not really getting anything like in compensation. We're just putting and giving out, and we're comparing, and maybe we're then jealous because if Jane would be having more numbers and more results than us, even though we're working our asses off, we would be kind of upset and we would feel this injustice as well. So now there are more negative emotions, and believe that any negative emotion will immediately like outwork and outgrow your positive feelings about anything. So, you know, this feeling of jealousy, this feeling of envy, this is all what competition might do. Of course, I'm not saying that some people love competition. Maybe I think all of us know Michael Jordan. He loves competition, and when he was on his peak, he loved competition, and it was truly his fuel. So definitely competition is good, healthy competition, but we shouldn't put it on the pedestal. It should be just like something like a byproduct. If we outwork competition, if we outgrew competition by numbers, by revenue, anything. Good. We didn't really care, but good. Because we didn't really care, because all we cared about is about how we perceive ourselves, how we are literally keeping ourselves in our lane and not running around through other lanes, because then you get disqualified. Literally, you would be disqualified from ourself, from your like confidence building, let's say. You will get disqualified, you will feel it if you want to go somewhere else. This is not your, like, someone else's line is not your lane. Someone else's lane is his lane, and it should stay like that, because otherwise, what like goal we would be pursuing if we would all stay in the same lane? Like, we all praise diversity, we all praise, inclusion, we all praise to be ourselves, blah blah blah, but kind of the system is set up, to be honest, so that we would all go in the same line and we would all be evaluated by the same criteria. And so isn't this like one lane only competition? And therefore we would be literally, hello, hi, Endless Art. Oh, Endless Art, I'm gonna look at your channel. I love art. So I'm gonna like just say my own opinion about this, because this is truly a creation of the same people that aren't excellent in like their own favorite fields. Like, this feels like creation of mediocrity. If you want to compete and therefore be evaluated by the same criteria as everyone else, this is a competition in one lane. And so now, if you would just like throw yourself out of that lane and went on your own lane, find your own lane, because you can find it through literally the easiest way to find your own, I'm saying lane, but your own self, is through silence. Literally, silence is like a medicine, and I've really found the power of silence when I was watching the Phoenix Seminar from Brian Tracy. Amazing human being. I love that man so much, and I've learned from him so much. And he advised to like literally sit down, like turn everything off. Nothing should be, no notifications, nothing like that. And sit down and think about one problem that you need to, or let's say, let's not use the word problem, let's use the word challenge. Let's focus on one challenge that we're facing right now, and we need to decide. So he said, for 25 minutes minimum, stay silent. Just say nothing, just let your thoughts go through your mind. And it's truly at that point of 25 minutes where your mind will go so clear. Your mind will be like a clear freaking slate of paper you can write on. You can just, you get every answer like after those 25 minutes. And maybe it was partially a placebo, because I truly believe in the power of mind. And so I truly like got clearer. I truly got the answers. And then when I maybe journaled about it like for just 15 minutes, I was like, yeah, it's way more like clear to me. It's way more my question was like, why didn't I think about it earlier, Most famous philosopher always isolated themselves to think more about life alpha shape correctly. That's exactly it. Because isolation, not excessive isolation, that's like, you know, everything in moderation, but like partially isolation for maybe 1 week, maybe. Hello, Adam Levis. Welcome to this little rant about authenticity. And so, like, power of silence and isolation. I'm not Russian. Do I have, you know, accent or anything? Why do you think I'm Russian? However, like, power of silence and power of being just in isolation is tremendous. And I'm just, yes, not permanent isolation, only for meditation. Exactly. It's like for just maybe 1 hour per day. Maybe just, you do have an accent, yeah. Because, by the way, if anyone is having like a block of having accents, accent is such a beautiful thing, because it shows that you were courageous enough, and you were having the grit, and you were having the discipline to learn a new language. So next time someone would be like mocking you from having an accent, remember this. It's your visit, like it's your business card, literally, because some people know only one language, you know. So anyways, with the power of isolation, definitely when you have maybe 1 hour per day in the morning with no phone and nothing like that, I don't know how to explain how, like, from the first day you try this, like, you don't have to try it, like, don't try things, actually, just do it. Like, from the first day you're gonna do this and wake up, maybe one hour earlier. You're going to just not, you're gonna convince yourself to not look at any freaking device. You're just gonna pretend that it's 1920 and no phone existed, and you're really going to notice things as a freaking newborn. Try this. Like, I don't know if this is a morning for you or this is an evening for you that you're watching this video. Anytime you're gonna be watching this video, please, next morning, do this. It's 1 hour of your life. You have thousands of hours. I don't know how many actually, but thousands, more than thousands of hours. Do this once and you're gonna see how it is immediate. Like, this effect is immediate. You're gonna be way more clear, like, you're gonna be thinking way more clearer, and there is such a benefit to it. You're going to notice more things and be more mindful. If you wanna know about my accent, just watch Jackie Chan movie. I love that. Well, actually, that's totally true. Nobody's mocking you. Yeah, I'm definitely like on this side of trusting you. Do you believe in love at first sight? I think I'm watching you from my dream. Maybe you are sleeping. Maybe. But if you have any question for authenticity or any competition question, feel free to leave it here and I'll be more happy to discuss that. Even though we're here almost half an hour, I love how these live streams just like flow so quickly. I don't know. Maybe one day we're going to just do like a session of 3 hours of me, I don't know, like having brunch or something like that. We're gonna just have a brunch together and talk about authenticity and alignment. But yeah, I'm just gonna try to connect the dots and to continue with what I was thinking and what I was saying. Because, yeah, when you're in this silent, and when you choose yourself, that you're gonna really invest in yourself and put in the effort to not go on the phone, which is interesting to say, that you literally have to put effort to not go, to not do something. It's called addiction. But yeah, if you really just go and take some time for yourself, walk in nature as well, just let your thoughts do like a detox. That's why it's literally called like you know, internet detox or social media detox, because as a detox for your body with your food, really like take your food as an equivalent to information. If you want to have a healthy body that just functions properly and is truly vibrant and, you know, vital, sometimes it's good to have a detox. And the detox, main thing about the detox is that you're not gonna put in anything, and you are just going to leave it as it is and let the body do what the body needs to do. And this is literally with your brain as well. Like just walking in nature, doing meditations, journaling, all of this. That, by the way, we also, I'm just not right now creating, I wouldn't say a program, it's just like a set of things that helped me tremendously. Hello, Peace. I think you were in the last live stream as well. Welcome back if that's really you, but I believe it is. And so it is just like a you know, couple of methods and things that I did personally when I was like truly hypersensitive to other people's expressions, like so much. I would go into the room and I would just scan the whole room, and not in a good way. I would just scan it so that I would see other people's like reactions to me, so freaking self-conscious. And when like it got really to the point where I was daily searching on Google like how to be confident, like how to be confident, how to like like where can I find it, how does it like, how a person can create that. So it was truly like a hard time, and the anxiety was so real. I would literally start shake, like I would have such a shaky hands anytime I would get stressed, and I just couldn't like hold myself. I knew and I felt that I wasn't having myself, if that makes any sense. I wasn't there for myself at all. And so then I started journaling even more intensively, and I created myself some shadow work questions and stuff like that. And this really created this bond with myself, and that's how I'm gonna get to it, got like known who am I really and what was my true desire, because I just I just surrendered, and I just let myself, was like, I just let myself say to myself and write out in that journal whatever I had to write, whatever came to my mind. And this, let's say, accountability or compassion and this patience with yourself, it truly opens up this like 13th, you know, is loneliness good or bad? To be alone. To be alone, it is a good thing if that's your deliberate choice. And loneliness, well, loneliness, if you feel lonely and you are in a crowded room and you are surrounded by people that should be your friends, that should be your people that are truly supportive and truly want the best for you. If you're in this position of people being friendly, but you don't really like vibe it, you don't really feel that it's pure, that is a clear sign to literally just withdraw for a bit and see how you feel. To maybe not see these people every week. Maybe to get yourself a week without these people. You don't have to tell no one. Like, no one can know that you're doing this and that this is your intention. You can just be like, look, I just want to be alone for like, 1 week, or I just don't have the time. That's it. You don't have to also like over explain. And you just notice how you feel. Do you feel more like open? Do you feel more calm? Do you feel that you don't have to prove something to someone else? Do you feel that you're not drained? Do you feel like you're in this pure aura, let's say, that you are? Because usually when I felt like this, I also felt like this. When I did this, when I just withdrew from the people that I didn't really get the good vibe out of, the feeling was the answer. Like, usually when it comes to relationships, when it comes to something that is truly heart led, when it comes to your purpose, when it comes to your calling, feeling is the answer. It's actually very, very easy, but it's not. It's simple, but it's not easy to actually execute or to really like trust it, because feelings are truly just nothing in the air. You don't really see it. So loneliness in this particular like scenery is something that should be somehow solved and treated in this way. And there might be another type of loneliness, and that's when you're truly lonely, like when you're alone and you feel lonely. Now, if this is your like situation, listen up, because this is also what I experienced. It was literally after I cut out all the people that I didn't vibe with. I didn't feel that they would be pure and they would be truly supportive and they would mean things truly as they seem or as they told to me. And so I would cut these people off, and then I really was alone and I was lonely. Well, I had some like true core friends, but we didn't really see each other at that point. I really saw only coworkers, and that was it. Like, no one has access to me, and I had access to no one really. And so this point of loneliness was really deep, and this is time to really create a relationship with yourself. Like, this is such a beautiful opportunity. And actually, if loneliness is a result of your choices because you didn't feel good somewhere, it's something to be celebrated, that you actually took the leap and that you truly develop this courage and you just listen to your heart and listen to your intuition, and you just left the room if it wasn't for you. Because I like, you can have a cheap water for 10 cents somewhere in this low discount store, but then you have Evian that is sold for freaking, I don't know, $5 or something like that, maybe more. So your value is truly also set by the place you are, by the place you chose that you are. Also, it's important to take accountability for that. I also take accountability with the things that where I am right now. It's some of your choices. Like, there is no other, nothing, no one else to blame, nothing else to blame. It's truly just like our choices. And so the fact that you've made a choice, because there was like certain previous maybe experience with your friends or with your friends and with the people that you just didn't feel good, and you believed that there is like that it shouldn't feel like that, like the true friendship shouldn't feel like this. This is something I'm so proud of you if you did that, and it's truly a sign for your own self that you believe that you are worth way more, because you are, and that your authenticity that is going to be developed in this loneliness stage, because this is literally loneliness is just a symptom of you not being there for yourself. Because if I am alone for even a week, I'm good. It's not good if you're alone for like 1 month or something more than, I don't know, like 10 or 14 days, because we human beings are truly wired to, we run on relationships. We even though if we feel like we can just go alone anywhere, and even though we feel like we can just do anything by ourselves and just get through everything by ourselves, that's truly that's possible, of course, but it's not going to be healing experience. Whereas if you would have even one person that is truly there for you, and that you feel purity out of his like existence or out of his presence when he or she is with you, that's like truly healing experience. And that is the kind of relationships we truly run on. And so yeah, loneliness is good if you are willing to no longer feel it. But if you aren't ready to do anything with it, if you feel like lonely, if you feel and have the belief that maybe you will stay alone, or you will feel lonely for the rest of your life because there is no way out of it, I suggest that you take some professional help. Maybe like it doesn't have to be like psychotherapy or something like that, but truly a one session with psychologue can do wonders. And I'm here just for like self-help and educational purposes. So truly, if this is something you feel, and maybe as I said it, that you feel like it's a good idea, don't hesitate. They're here to help you. And yeah, they can truly like go deep, truly, and yeah, solve this little challenge, because anything can be solved. So yeah, believe in yourself and just keep going. That's just like the pure mantra for life. Overthinking reduce confidence. That's so true. If you're overthinking everything, you're just telling yourself that you're having doubts. You're having so many doubts. It's like, I don't know if you know the expression devil's advocate. Devil's advocate is there to kind of put you down. Devil's advocate is there to truly like challenge you. But you shouldn't be your own devil's advocate all the time. That's destructive. So yeah, have a positive self-talk. I just today I was reading a book, and it was like highlighting the power of words. It was highlighting that your inner talk tells so much about you. Like your inner talk, like give me, you know, example of your inner talk, and by the words, but just by the wording, I'm gonna tell you what kind of person you are. If you're using a lot of I think, I might, try, wrong, maybe, these are words that are just set up for failure. But if you're gonna use and also things that I'm not sure, like not sure, don't know, can't, never, you know, these kinds of words. These are really words that are like saying so much about how you are having your relationship with yourself. So yeah. Whereas if you use words like I can, believe, will do, can do, excited, grateful, happy, even words have certain energy. I don't want to go into woo-woo stuff here, but it's true that words have different energy. It is mainly because words are truly connected with emotions. If I say love, you're gonna feel different, whereas if I say fear or hate, if you're really like tuned, you're gonna feel it. So yeah, inner talk, God, so important. I only hang out with people who have the same interests as me, alpha sheep. Well, that's important, definitely. If you have the same interest, maybe also on values, on the life, you know, you see the life through the same lenses. That's also perfect. If you just usually with friends, it's like I don't really care what they say. I don't really, you know, I don't really care like what they're truly, if their wording is on point, if if they have a grammar perfect. I just usually the only thing you remember is how people made you feel. And so this is what I remember. And therefore I just chose the best friends I could have ever imagined through this feeling. You know, this is just the best test. Mike Tame. I thoroughly enjoy being alone. Same here. I guess I'm not truly alone because of 2 dogs and a cat. Love it. But there's no one yapping in the background about nonsense. Honestly, I feel you like on the deepest level. Yeah, it's true that a lot of people are noticing things that could be ignored, and then they're filling the time that could be peaceful with their words that are just, yeah, yapping. And yeah, it's those people that are just not maybe well aware of how their time is so valuable, because literally to anything you pay attention, you're paying the attention. And therefore, if you pay attention to the new neighbor that has a new car, you're giving him literally the attention. Whereas if you would just ignore the neighbor, or if better, if you would be even inspired, like, wow, this guy just like could afford this type of car, amazing, I can do it too, even better. And then you just again put the energy back to yourself, and this is when you can like go and do wonders. And I work alone, live alone, and have been 100 stress free for years. I'm not surprised. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm definitely not surprised. And to be honest, children shouldn't live in loneliness until they matured enough to live alone. That's definitely true. They also have to be exposed to the real life of other children's life, let's say, because they just need to have the contact. They definitely need to have some kind of feedback, even if it's maybe sometimes even if it's destructive. I remember my like getting destructive feedback from even teachers, from authorities that I would truly respect and have the respect to them. And I remember that I would get like weird comments and just you know, some teachers were just little f up, but you know, it's life. We don't blame them. And I remember it really when I just thought about it back then. I thought that it's not like fair, it's injustice to me, but now I feel like it formed me in a way. So definitely also destructive experiences, they shouldn't happen, but if they do, it's a valuable lesson. So everything, even now when we're adults or teenagers, we can just learn from every damn thing if we want to, if we are wired to do so. Also, wiring and rewiring the subconscious mind is something I love to talk about and do. You can check on my website. There is like a free training to do that if you want to do more. And 10 days by yourself is nothing. 10 years is when you truly know who you are. Well, definitely, but throughout 10 years, you should definitely make some contact with people, because also people that you meet are your mirrors. And by meeting other people, by seeing yourself reacting to certain different types of people. When I meet a child, I would my whole state would be different. My like my expressions would be different, my talking would be different. Whether if I meet a CEO of some company that I would be talking with about, I don't know, business, my tone would be also different, and I can see and then evaluate myself based on this. Like, okay, where maybe I did something wrong, where I said something right. And this is how you truly, like, people are also amazing teachers. So yeah, there's a huge difference being alone and loneliness. I never feel lonely. That's important, because being alone is truly when you choose to be physically alone with no one in the room, no one in the apartment, truly just like having the distance from people deliberately. That's your choice. But if you feel lonely, that's a different thing. And as I was talking and answering peace, is loneliness good or bad? There are many types of loneliness. You can get into loneliness in a different way. The bad one is when you're surrounded by people there that should be your people, that should be your friends, but you feel so lonely. That's a sign to do something, do some thinking. And yeah, so definitely. And when you feel lonely and you're alone, that means that you don't have yourself, because you should be your best friend. And you should be okay with being alone. You should be okay with being in silence. If you're not, maybe your dopamine is hijacked, because also we're used to just consume everything and used to have some cues to react and stuff like that. I'm interacting with people on a professional level. I own my own company. My personal space is solitude. I love that. That's like the dream state of where every like wise person wants to be, I believe. But yeah, like wisdom is also connected with many different ways and different ways how to spend your time. But yeah, I believe you. That's just, you're in control, you're the boss of your time, and it has to feel amazing, and I'm so proud of you with that. So yeah, to come to the conclusion about how your authenticity like erases out all the competitions, I like this quote from Oscar Wilde. I believe that some of you will know literally what I'm gonna say, is that be yourself because everyone else is taken. This is quote that I first heard from Robin Sharma, the guy that wrote the Ferrari book. And like your value is set only on your beliefs. This is what I'm gonna end it with. If you believe that you are worth to compete with certain people around you, that you are worth spending some time on a project and, let's say, being or having $9 per hour, let's put it into this corporate world, this is what you believe in, and if you want to change it, that's the first good thing, that you want to change something, that you're like keeping this healthy skepticism. And so the first thing, if you want to change it, it's just on your inner talk, it's on your beliefs, and mainly it's on the actions, because you can be thinking about it, you can be like sitting and, you know, hoping, praying about it, but it will never be truly applied. You won't see the result. You need to do it. I found who I was through trials of life. Never knew where I fit in until I read personality traits. Turns out I'm Sigma. I don't know that. I'm gonna look into that. Personality traits. Okay. I'm gonna read something more about that for personality test. Oh, wait. Maybe... Isn't it something similar to those, yeah, like 16 personality traits? No, 60 personality types. Isn't it like the test from the teachings of Carl Jung that is created by these two ladies? You know? Is it that? But it doesn't... It's not... Yeah, it is. Okay. So when I did this, I was defender, and then the next time I did that, it was something similar. Okay, good. So this is also type of test we can you know, like use, but unfortunately this like 16 personalities were many times in many studies like disqualified, let's say, because it is mainly on your choices in that moment. It's truly based on your choices, on how you feel that day and how you perceive reality in a different way. It is not really about your personality, but it is about your current mood and current state you're in. But definitely it will give you a good look into who you really can be, who you most likely are. Because when I did this test, I did this test like 3 times in a span of year and a half. Every time something different would come up for me. It would be very similar, but sometimes it would, you know, it wasn't the same. And personality is usually like, it doesn't really change. Your body posture can change, your tone of voice can change, your way of speaking, your etiquette can change, and your belief systems can change. But you know, personality, when it comes to like being introverted or extroverted, usually it is the same, but you just know how role you want to take. I personally know that I am just a true introvert, but based on the situation, I am sometimes an extrovert. And you know, personalities are truly changing a lot. There are 3 types of males: Alpha, Beta, Sigma. I clearly fall into Sigma. Plenty of videos on YouTube that break down each trait. I also heard that, and I also heard archetypes of women as well, and many theories we can talk about. And you explained everything very clearly. Thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, I'm also tired, so I'm gonna end this right now, and I'm gonna talk to you guys sometime someday, you know, when I feel like it. And I hope it's not gonna be in the midnight, because right now it's 1 a.m. So yeah, a good night and good evening and good morning to anyone watching this. Love you all. Keep going. Never ever put yourself down, and keep that positive talk in that head. Keep it. You can. You don't have to if you don't want. Remember this, and yeah, just keep it up. Take care and stay awesome. Bye.